Right then, guys, welcome in. I'm going to dive straight in. Hope everyone's doing well and having a good start to the week. A little bit of a steady start to the week, I do think, hasn't it? Slow day yesterday. Slow day, to be honest. The last few Mondays have been pretty good, haven't they? But yeah, let's dive in. If you are just joining us, we are on the TRDR Console, best crypto data in the market. I'm just on the multiverse view at the minute. I'll just give it 30 seconds or so for a few people to join us. Say hello in the chat. Let us know what you are looking at. Are you long? Are you short? Are you sat in your hands and chilling because it's boring price action? Yesterday we had a little bit of a pullback across the markets, to be expected after such a good week last week for bulls, really. You know, whichever way you are trading it, it was nice just to see a little bit of a change in price structure last week. And we got a little bit of a green week, didn't we? So that was nice to see. But yeah, let me know what you are seeing. Okay, as always, what we're going to do is we're going to go through some data, mainly on big boy Bitcoin, because obviously at the minute some alts are doing okay. I did get into a couple of alt trades yesterday, but they've really not performed. I actually killed some last night / this morning, because sometimes when they're just not moving, you know, and you're applying margin to those trades, it can sometimes just be best used in other areas, really. That's all I would say. So let's dive in to Bitcoin. As I say, just on the multiverse chart at the minute, couple of levels you can see here just above us. New players entering the market, 62k on BTC. A little bit of compliments there with the ETH chart that we've got these levels a little bit higher. I don't think we are going to see a nuke just yet. I know a lot of people are obviously just kind of expecting to see a nuke in the market, but I don't see any particular reason in the data to just straight nuke here, to be honest, at all. It's, you know, you've got to ask yourself, okay, I'm expecting low prices, absolutely fine. When's it going to come then? Give me a time frame, you know? Try and put a time frame on it and apply some data to that to then position yourself. And right here, right now, there's a few things that are suggesting that we can just float up, okay? Open interest is low, volume's not too bad here. It's certainly been no aggressive selling at the lows, okay? So let's check out some data. A couple of other things I'm just watching. Sol, as always, with some nice spot demand here. If you look at the daily chart on WIF, it's holding pretty well. It wouldn't surprise me if you get a little pop to the top of its trend and top of its range on WIF. So that looks pretty good. But first and foremost, let's dive into some Bitcoin, shall we? Yeah, so nice move up from yesterday. No particular demand at these lows. But the selling was shit as well, to be honest. Sellers were doing a horrible job. There was no reason to chase shorts into this zone, absolutely, any way, shape or form. But yeah, all day yesterday, you got this really, really crap, boring day, which is unfortunate for us as traders, because obviously we like volatility, don't we? We like to trade volatility. We like to get good percentage moves on our derivatives portfolio. Spot holds obviously play that a little bit different. And if you get a little bit of a boring day like we had yesterday, it's like being a bit of a, how would you put it? It's like being a sailor in the doldrums, isn't it? What do they call it? The doldrums or something? Where they just hit flat water and they, you know, there's no wind in the sails. Anyway, I digress. Let's have a look. So I'm just on perps at the minute. Something of note that I did mention in the video earlier, if anyone caught that, is that the perps bid has totally gone. Okay, so that is worrying, especially when you do enter these lows, okay? So you need to look to see who is bidding it anywhere else, or is there aggressive selling that can push the price down? I wasn't seeing that yesterday. There was very, very slight bid, not a lot, but the sellers had given up down here, okay? They'd really, really given up. The open interest was low. Much, much easier, even if you get a light bid into these areas, to just float price up. Okay, so don't ever chase shorts into these zones when you're seeing low open interest, all right? So what can we see right now? There are some spot supply just coming into the market. So we'll go to the spot charts at the minute, all right? So here you go. You've got your levels here. Here's our weekly open just from Sunday evening Asian session open here. This is the level we're just attacking now. What am I looking for right now? Despite seeing this spot supply, I'm not going to stray and look for shorts on this right here, right now. You've got some spot supply in coming in, mainly from Coinbase Pro, actually. But what I'd look for right here, right now, is if that spot supply can't attack aggressively and pushes down, you just want to almost hold this area. It's just classic beginning of the week TA. Hold the weekly open, hold the monthly open, catch some bidding here. Sellers fail to push it down and you push further up. You need to auction price further up to find some sellers. Yo, Serkan, yo, Swap, how are we doing? Sirs, what are you seeing? Give me a shout if there's any alts we need to look at. I have to say, I've not been looking at too many alts. I've had a couple of alt trades, but they've been a bit shit, to be honest. As I say, killed a couple of trades, alt trades yesterday that I can show you. So yeah, back up into this zone. We are auctioning price. You can just see sellers are starting to come in. Your main seller at the minute is Coinbase Pro, okay? So you've got Coinbase Pro, boys and girls, doing a little bit of selling on Bitcoin right here, right now. Just something of note, TUSD, I don't think they do great volume, but as you can see here, they do tend to be on the right side of the market at the minute. Selling up there, bidding down here. They're now doing a little bit of selling again, but Coinbase Pro seem to be the most aggressive right here, right now. Swap says 62k is looking juicy. Yeah, we have got a new player in the market, and do you know why that'd be great as well? Because it'd wipe out all your weekend traders, which I'm always in favor of, to be honest. Let's fucking get rid of these fucking degenerates up here. Weekend traders, fuck off. Run it up, take these guys out, get them chasing longs up here because they're degenerates, and then let's rotate it back down. So yeah, 62k or higher, wherever it may come. I think that's going to take time as well. Don't forget, we have got FOMC tomorrow. Let me just quickly go on to this. FOMC tomorrow, which I do think is going to be an interesting one. If you know my sentiment, as always, for the last year or so really has been that Bitcoin and crypto will do its own thing, and you know, it will move in a fashion according to grabbing the best liquidity, according to grabbing the best demand or supply. That's all I give a shit about, is demand, supply. Where's demand? Where's supply? Where's liquidity? Where do we need to move? Yeah. But in saying that, I do think this is an important one tomorrow. I really do. So just bear in mind, don't load up 100x long on shitty little altcoins leading into this. Check your local timings. My local timing is 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Expect volatility, okay? And just while we're up here, hourly chart on Bitcoin, nice pullback, and there we go, weekly open, monthly open here. So let's see if we can hold this zone. We are meeting some supply. As I say, you know, even just on a classic TA chart, bit of this, absolutely fine. Go take out these cunts up here, excuse my language. Cunt, if you call someone a cunt in the UK, it's actually an endearing term and actually a little bit of a friendly term. So we'll use it like that. Right, so back to the order flow. So yeah, new player in the market, 62k, and then someone at 65k as well. But I'm going to ignore that for now. Even 62k is like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. But do we get there in one clip? You know, it's like looking at this wall for the last week or so. You know, down at 54, and even there's one down here at 52, and it's nice to see it, but what's your time frame on it? You know, give me a time frame, and we'll do some business. So yeah, bit of spot supply coming in, a little bit of chop here. I think, but yeah, I'm not seeing a reason to just straight short this right now, especially when you've got these juicy little levels from the weekend. You know, just around the corner, 60.4k. Can we see anything on our OBC, which is our order book changes, that can give us a little bit of confluence for liquidity gaps on that? That's just on a 4-day actually. Right, so okay, let's break it down then. Top down from the 4-day. Okay, so your biggest liquidity gaps are just over 61k there. What does that mean? Well, it's absolutely a low liquidity area because there's no resting limit orders in the books, okay? And like always, just in case anyone's new, you can get market orders coming in there and fill in these areas, but it's nice confluence if you're looking at the order flow in the books that these can create wick space and gaps, and sometimes even reversions back down, okay? 2-day, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're looking at 60.5. Where does that take you? Yeah, right up to take them weekend traders out, which would be absolutely Gucci. So yeah, 60 on the 2-day, yeah, 60, just below 60.5, and then again 61. So if we continue to move up, and that's the way I always play it, is where is price trying to go? Okay, where is it trying to go? Okay, so since this morning, price is trying to move up. Is it doing a good job of moving up? Yeah, it's not doing too bad actually. We're going to have to see what the US session brings as spot supply comes in, but we're trying to move up. Right, okay, we're trying to move up. Where can we go? Where's our next resistance? Right, you've got weekend highs here. You've got OBC gaps. That's your next area, okay? That's your next kill zone to look for, okay? For me personally, if I was looking to short, weekend highs, liquidity gaps, I'll look in there. Do I see some supply? Right, we'll do a bit of business. If not, I just let it do its thing and float up a little bit higher, all right? So, yeah, 1 day is probably going to show a little bit similar. Yeah, there you go, 60.5, and then big liquidity gaps up at 60.7. So, if we continue to move up, watch for wick space in those zones. Right, one thing I would say is when I'm looking at this sort of thing is I'm not going to look to the downside yet because there's probably quite a lot. Let me just go to a 2-day because I do like a 2-day, which there is. 58.4. 58, so where you're looking at 58.4, yeah, down here somewhere under the monthly open and then lower down. But right here, right now, right, okay, so price could roll over and chop this zone and then bounce back up in the next few hours. Of course it can, it's that kind of market at the minute. But price currently isn't moving down, okay? When price starts to rotate and move down, then I'll look at the OBC to the downside and have a look at where we can go, okay? Mainly in confluence with top levels as well, all right? If I'm just looking for a bid and I want to get in the market, I'm looking at the top levels. Where can we go? If I'm looking for, you know, a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of wick space, then I'll come to this and just have a look and see where we can land. What are you laughing at, Swap? What have I said now? Sorry, I was looking at my charts. I'll try and keep an eye on the chat as well. What are you laughing at? Was it the CUNT word? Right, so those are your levels really. price is trying to move up. It's probably going to struggle a little bit because you've got this spot supply, but check your liquidity gaps. Don't forget you've got these weekend highs that we are moving up towards. You can just see them there. You can actually put it on your trading view chart as well there. And then, yeah, you've got some new players in the market. You've got 62k. Someone's just decided to lob a fat offer in at 62k, all right? So let's run through a few of the exchanges, and then there's a couple of other bits we need to look at. So yeah, Bitstamp, no real edge in Bitstamp. Yeah, so Coinbase are doing some selling here. It doesn't mean you can't go and fill these offers up here, okay, and then still take those highs out. That'd be really, really nice. As I say, Perps, which is your biggest market we've got the data for in the derivatives. Top level there, yeah, you've got a little top level at 60k. If they've got any gaps above as well, these tend to fill up a little bit more because obviously you get a lot more people putting resting limit orders in here and the like for TPs and such. But yeah, moving up, okay. No real supply from those guys at the minute. Just a couple of light orders there, but I need to see a little bit more evidence from the Perps guys. If the Perps guys start to get aggressive when we're lacking bid like this, then yeah, I'd consider a rotation down in the next coming hours. Qcoin, nothing to see from them. Always pay attention to these guys. Their capped price on a weekend there at 60.9k. Came in here, few off bids that didn't quite get filled. Kraken USDT has been interesting because they've been on the right side quite a lot of the market. Really, those guys have been really happy to bid there in those late 57, 58Ks. Kraken USD have still got some levels here at 56. I actually think if we get a bigger rotation down in the coming days, just under 57 would be nice. That's playing it level to level, my first area of interest. I know a lot of people out there have got higher time frame targets, you know, thinking, okay, we're going to come back down to 48, maybe 44, whatever, you know. I mean, that'd be, I'm open to that. I'm really open to that in the same way that I'm open floating up to 65. But on a day-to-day, session-by-session trading basis, I'm not even thinking about those areas right now. You know, you imagine putting shorts on here over the weekend and expecting, because someone on Twitter said we're going to 44k or, you know, 48k, 44k, and you're sitting in a short here and you're not trading this day by day, session by session, and then you're just going to get stopped out, aren't you? You know, just fucking hell, just think about it. Right, Coinbase Pro, done that. Bitstamp. Gemini, yeah, not a lot to say. I mean, it has to be said, a lot of these exchanges don't provide major alpha, but it's nice just to build confluence, build a story, you know, build that recipe of what is actually happening. But yeah, as always, Binance Perps, Binance Spot are the ones to look at. CoinM doing a little bit of selling here. They push price from back there as well. So yeah, let's see what we get. I wouldn't be surprised, as I say, if you get a little bit of chop here around this monthly open, and then even just get some continuation. I'm certainly not in the mood to just straight short this back down. I'm just not seeing the evidence of it whatsoever. Right, swap says on average SPX minus 23% after the first hike in March. Yeah, so that is, yeah, a bit of game theory there, isn't the swap? So I've realised that as well. I guess it doesn't always have to be the case. Each time's different, isn't it? But yeah, that would be interesting that if we get a rate cut and then we get some quite harsh pullbacks. What is SPY E-mini? Yeah, so I mean it's gunning for all-time highs, running in to an FOMC, isn't it? So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me for it to fall back to trend. What kind of percentages are you talking there on S&P to fall back to trend? Oh, it's not that much, actually. It's only 5%. But, yeah, I mean, this is going to pull all-time highs today, isn't it? NVIDIA doing well, trending. Dixie's coming down, and QQQ. Carry on. Bitcoin is lagging a bit, you could almost say, couldn't you? So, yeah, that'd be interesting to see, because that would give us, if we do get some aggressive, violent pullbacks after the rate cut, that would certainly give us some big opportunities on BTC, wouldn't it? Which would be nice. Yeah, I think it'd be nice. Right, I've been eating lunch, so I'm going to have a look at what volume is doing. Let me just check on a fuller screen. So yeah, 15-minute basis, steady away. Retail are trying to short the shit out of this. Fuck off, you're too late. It should have been up here, and even these guys are probably going to get stopped out. So a steady rise in volume, a steady rise in open interest as retail tried to short the lows once again. Thank you for the liquidity. Yeah, so no bear divs, just steady away here, absolute steady away. No open interest, not massively aggressive, is it? So not a lot of edge on volume right now. It's just got retail really. When we say retail, I mean it's industry standard term, isn't it? We're all retail, aren't we? I mean, none of us have got billion-dollar funds. Maybe you have. Maybe you have. Is Mr. BlackRock listening? Is Mr. Fink on my live stream? So yeah, nothing to see. Volume steady, and especially if you just go to a 1 hour, for instance. 1 hour volume steady, kind of held the highs up here. We didn't even put any decent bear divs on higher time frame, to be honest. And you can just see the way on a higher time frame, it was retail at the highs here. So you're literally at the highs on a weekend, and they're chasing. Okay, what can be said is that, yeah, there's been some profit taking here, but yeah, I think we can still float up. Right, if anyone didn't see it on the video earlier, I just want to show you the liquidity chart as well. Let me just go to that. I'll go full screen. Liquidity chart. Okay, so I showed this on the 1 hour and how low the open interest was yesterday morning. Liquidity in spot market, which is in green, and liquidity in perps quite low, to be honest. It can, of course, come lower like we've seen before on mega nukes like this. But this is, for me, not an environment where I want to get aggressive and chase shorts. If you just look here, if you're not familiar with this template, appreciate a lot of you guys are familiar with it. This is your time to get short when there's an exuberant frothy market, okay? The spot order books are full, the perps order books are full, the open interest is full, millions of contracts changing hands as people try to get long and short at highs. That is your time to chase shorts and be aggressive on the shorts. Right here, right now, I don't think it looks too bad. It has to be said. Okay, let me just go to a daily chart, because I do more often than not talk about a daily chart. Okay, so what you can see on a daily chart is the open interest RSI is actually just ranging in the middle. Okay, so that can certainly come down a little bit more, but it's not aggressive at the highs like we've seen here. You can see on this, it's a great metric, this really good metric, this really unique to TRDR Console, to be honest, as well, I do believe. So RSI metric on the open interest, look what happens when you're at the highs of the open interest. You absolutely giga nuke. Okay, you can do this yourself, load it in, draw yourself some lines on the chart. Open interest highs, giga nuke. Open interest highs, come down. Open interest lows, volley it back up. Back here, open interest lows, we're up. Open interest lows, we're up. Confluence with the books as well. Just want to highlight that for anyone new. And so, yeah, I was looking at this on an hourly yesterday, basically. So a little bit lower time frame, hourly. And just look at the way the perps market was. It was like this just tiny bit of volatility has wiped everybody out. And the open interest into those lows yesterday on what was a boring day, okay, was so low. Okay, so low. Don't be aggressive and start chasing shorts at lows like this when the open interest is like that, okay? Whatever your sentiment is, just bear with me. Whatever your sentiment is, and if you think it's going to 44k, 48k, we're gonna drop, absolutely fine. But that could take weeks. All I'm saying is, be aggressive on your short positions when the open interest's high, okay? High like this, even stuff like this, you get a reaction. High like that yesterday, or what was that, Friday night, I believe, Friday night, Saturday night morning, high open interest, okay? Look at the supply in the order books, high open interest. Get aggressive on your shorts then. Don't wake up on a Monday morning and see price dropping and say to yourself, yeah, this is going to 48, 48k, it's going to 12k Kappa's price or Cole or whatever his fucking name is. Who's the flavour of the week at the minute? I don't follow any of them. Okay, so yesterday, don't get aggressive and chase shorts when this is like that. That's all I'm saying. You will get burned. If you're of the opinion price is going lower, but you see this, wait for a rise up like we're getting now. Okay, just chill. Maybe you had a chilled day yesterday. Okay, nice chilled day yesterday. Wait for a rise up and trade on the extremities of these parameters. Trade the highs, trade the lows, okay? Not when your open interest is low like that. I just really wanted to... What the fuck am I doing here? I just really wanted to highlight that, you know, just because I think people still, which is, it's kind of a good thing for us, really, you know, with the data that we get presented with, the brilliant data we get presented with, we can make a real informed decision on what's going on, you know. And people who don't have this data and are just chasing momentum, maybe they're getting green and red dots on the chart that are telling them to buy and sell. So, you know, they're chasing momentum. Well, you know, if you've got a lack of, if your open interest being absolutely wiped out here into this, you know, US session, you ain't going nowhere. You are going nowhere. Right, should we have a look at Vitalik's coin? Do I have to? It's not doing too bad, actually, is it? Right, so I drew this range, and it's bouncing nicely from the range lows there. I'm not going to dive into the fixed range and where we are, because we're not particularly in any sort of range anyway. We have been trending down, to be honest, haven't we? So you're going to have to go and watch the video that I produced earlier, and you can share it as well if you like, and smash the likes and subscribe and all that good shit that people say. But more important than anything, just drop us comments, really, to be honest, because I like to hear what you guys think is going on. And I talk shit for an hour on these feeds, and for 10-20 minutes on the video in the mornings as well. And maybe I'm missing something, you know, maybe I'm missing the point, which is absolutely valid. I've been busy the last couple of days, hence why I haven't really looked at alts. So we'll look through alts in a second. But yeah, let's just have a look at Vitalik's coin. Has his lady friend got him selling more assets? Is he market selling assets out? One thing to say is Hellfire. I mean, look at this. This chart on perps is unbelievable. I wish Bitcoin was like this. It sometimes does go like this, but this is unbelievable. Do not mess with this. If you're getting a derivatives chart like this on Ethereum or Bitcoin or Soy Boy Sol as well, Sol's got quite good order flow on it, do not mess with it, all right? You'll sometimes see this on low liquidity altcoins, and the price will just run through bid like this, okay? It uses it as liquidity. But when you see it on altcoins like this, especially ETH and SOL, do not mess with it. So that was really nice to see on ETH yesterday. Despite the fact that spot went really bid, I mean, why the fuck would you be buying spot ETH unless you just... I don't know, even the transactions are pretty expensive nowadays, aren't they? I mean, you'd use Sol or God, even Tron, wouldn't you? I mean, Tron's like a stable coin at the minute. Why wouldn't you just use Tron? Yeah, what the fuck would you buy ETH for? I don't know. Marketplace NFTs still on the go, or any shit like that? I don't really know. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Really, really nice on ETH. Good risk reward down there. Let's have a look at what the volume was doing into those lows. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Right, so this is interesting because ETH has had a lot of hate, hasn't it? And ETH BTC, despite the fact the main bid has come from ETH BTC on Coinbase, as you can just see there, and I think it was Bitstamp as well have had some ETH BTC bid. But why wouldn't you when the chart has been decimated so much? Anyway, look at this. ETH USDT, volume divs, perps a bid, volume divs, open interest nuked, ETH Diamond into the lows. If you didn't catch that, because it was 3:45 my time, okay, more often than not, wait for the bounce. You've got volume divs and you've got bid. Absolutely brilliant. All right, so not much. You're not getting much out of it. It's not doing a friggin' pop cat or a dog with hat and giving you a 12% in a 4-hour candle. But if you are still a lover of Ethereum and wanting to trade it, really, really nice chart. Soy Boy Sol, let's have a look at Sol, and then we can have a look through some alts, and give us a shout if you believe I'm missing anything in the data, anything I haven't looked at, and if there's any alts you want to look at. Right, Sol Perps is shit, no one's trading it. Right, let's move on to spot. That's TUSD. Look, it's had some slight bid, so it's gone from slight supply to slight bid. It's basically moving the same as Bitcoin, but probably with a little less aggression. Actually, it's probably doing less percentages. So yeah, not a lot to say. I'm sure Sol will still do okay in the coming months and years. I still think the daily and 4-hour chart looks very good, looks very constructive on Sol, but it's just gonna follow the big boys, isn't it? For the minute. Okay, maybe it gets another period of doing its own thing like it did end of last year. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? Okay, but yeah, you've got obvious levels. If we do take a bigger swipe to the downside, I think Sol could fall all the way back to 120, 119. Not saying right now, but in the coming months, and it would still be on a higher time frame trend. All right, so I wouldn't get too bearish on this asset when it's on a higher time frame trend. Unlike unlike ETH. You know, ETH is fallen down aggressively, and it's just trying to form a range at the lows and pull back up. Sol can drop all the way back here, and it still looks great on a higher time frame. Okay, so just something of note. Right. What alts do we need to look at, you absolute degens? Mentioned on the feed earlier that you're getting really nice order flow from some of the meme coins. Now, I'm not saying this is just dog with hat with, okay? I'm not saying you have to go and trade these. Maybe you don't even have them on your derivatives exchange. Maybe you just trade in spot, or even if you're just trading these on a DEX, okay, and you need a little bit more data from the central exchanges, which we've got in here, okay? So, you know, maybe watch your transactions and your volumes on the DEX, and then come and have a look at the order flow from the central exchanges. And when you see stuff like this, it looks really, really nice. And if you actually go to a higher time frame chart, which I always obviously like to do, I like to go top down. So look at a daily chart, look at a 4-hour. They look to be holding nice. And then you see something like this with some spot bid. Really, really nice. Perps chart is a little bit messier, but perps have come in there. But yeah, really, really nice. And you're getting some really good levels to trade on some of these assets. Another good one, and I think we do need a little bit more history in it, is actually PopCap. Okay, so PopCap charts have been very, very nice. Okay, so it was, if you looked at PopCap on a higher time frame trend, these highs up here into the 70 was its higher time frame trend line down, okay, on a daily time frame, 4-hour and daily time frame. So it's actually deviated out of there. I could pull it up for you, but go and check it yourself. Just draw a big trend line on the daily chart. It's actually broke out, and it's trying to back test. It's actually trying to back test its higher time frame trend. So yeah. Derivatives players on perps, they've basically, I mean, these can be take profits as well. So there's a bit of selling into there, nothing really, really aggressive, and we've pushed up. And what it's actually trying to do is back test its trend line. Just something of note is the offers are coming down to meet price. So just watch this near that 7-4 level on PopCap. A couple of the guys, I think, and it was Terra from the TRDR Discord, actually mentioned, what was it? It was Pepe, wasn't it? Pepe to us yesterday. All right, so Pepe was looking really, really good yesterday. At the same time, ETH is looking good. Okay, so nothing amazing, but whoever was bidding spot in here has done a good job. Yeah, they've done a good job. Now look at perps, spot and perps confluence. Really, really nice. So me personally, I'm not in this one. I'd have liked a little bit lower. Something of note, how good was that as well? So sometimes you'll find this on the altcoins. Sometimes the perps data is more often than not actually a lot better than spot, but you have to pick the right coins. Just ignore any real low liquidity shit coins that no one's trading. All right, not looking at anyone in particular. Cardano, Dot, Ren, any of that old shit, right? Raven, any of that old shit. But if you've got a new shiny coin, okay, that there's you know, a lot of interest in, it's probably going to do well in the long run. It's got a big following. You know, it's going to do well. The data on that asset in our order flow tends to be a lot better. Okay, so look at the selling there. You know, if you were long on this thing from a lot lower, and you get familiar with this order flow in the console, take profit there. Have a nice weekend. Thank you very much. I'll take the wife out for dinner, and then I'll come back and review it Monday. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I might get back in that position and long it to infinity and beyond. All right. So really, really good assets. What do I mean by a messy chart? Just for a second. Raven, which is that one that looks like it's a parrot on it, isn't it? Okay. I'm on perps here, absolutely no edge. So you get this random kind of bid. It's almost like an automated algorithm. This kind of shit, it looks really messy, doesn't it? It could almost be from the exchange or something. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask the OG guys at TRDR, but just messy order flow, no real edge. Okay, just try and avoid shit like this. If you're seeing, this is Raven Coin, 15-minute time frame. If you're seeing shit like that, pop to a spot chart. The spot chart will probably give you a little bit more data and detail. But yeah, if you just compare that, okay, to Pepe that we just looked at on perps, how nice is that? How nice is that? Supply, demand, supply, really, really good. Okay, confluence with spot. Okay, flat price action. I don't know if we've got any decent volume on. Yeah, we have actually. Look at that. Similar to ETH. So you're even getting good data on the volume in these assets now as well, which is really, really good to see, because with my settings from the Volume King, sometimes on the low liquidity altcoins, the settings probably need adjusting. You might find that where you get broken data in these lines here. So you've got derivatives at the top in blue, spot in green, and then your open interest. So yeah, again, Pepe into a demand zone with bullish divergences on perps and spot with low open interest and negative funding. That is, for fuck's sake, I wish I'd traded that one yesterday. It was Terra that pointed that out. Cheers, Terra. Yeah, really, really, really nice. So let's have a look at a couple of others. What's Reef doing? Is it going to infinity? It probably is, isn't it? My God, this is ridiculous, this coin, isn't it? It's just, I mean, you never know. It's always kind of hindsight, isn't it? But you could literally just lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. It's just nuts, isn't it? Fucking hell. It's just absolutely mental. Yeah, I don't want any part of this, to be honest. Because you wanted to get in these lows back here, really, last week when the bid was really super aggressive. That was really nice, and then this is just crazy, isn't it? Absolutely nuts. That was a good one there. Really, really, really well bid. Kind of based out. That's nice to see. Based out for a good couple of hours there, and then run and gun. But yeah, absolutely crazy. But it's kind of at an inflection point now, unless it just goes up only for the next 6 months, where it's done all this move. Do you really want to trade this now? Fuck that. I'll leave it alone. It's best having a little bit of a hunt and looking for. I would have a look for the next one and see what else is going to pull those kind of moves. What BTC doing? BTC pulling back a little bit. Let's have a look at what it's doing. Yeah, still above the monthly open and just sat on the weekly open. So don't get too excitable if you're wanting to aggressively short right here, right now. It's actually not moving much. As I say, I'm looking for it just to chop this zone, if anything. But yeah, no major aggregated bid on BTC, so expecting a bit of chop. Is to be expected, to be honest. Spot doing a bit of selling, bit more selling now. You got Bitstamp at a 72 ratio. Coinbase have still got that selling. Perps have come in with a bit more selling since we started the live. 20 ratio, a couple of top levels there, so we'll see what we get. Let me go to a 5-minute time frame. Yep, interesting. They've got a little bit of a top level there, just capping price at 60k. So we'll see what we get in the while we're on stream as well. But yeah, not too fussed for aggressively shorting this. If it just floats down pre-FOMC, then that's absolutely fine with me. Right, let's go check a couple more alts. We'll go for a couple of the OGs. What's XRP doing? The Lizard coin, not a lot. But if you are part of the XRP army and expecting $589 anytime soon, just realise on spot that you've had a couple of offers and they're actually coming down to meet price now at 60 cents there on XRP. Or XTZ actually had some bid. XTZ is an interesting one. I mean, they freaking sponsor McLaren, their Formula 1 team, and I don't even know if they've got anything going on project-wise. I mean, are they still alive? They must be if they're sponsoring an F1 team. But yeah, geez, there's nothing going on really, is there? Ton has been an interesting one. Good order flow from that one as well. Just keep an eye on that. Oh god, I missed that one yesterday as well. I did have my eye on tier as well. Really moves super well. Same with that as well. Yeah, right, let's go and have a look. Interesting, STX hasn't been moving too well. It has come into a demand zone. It normally moves pretty well with BTC, so just keep an eye on that one as well. Now coming into a demand zone, nothing major. It doesn't do massive volume, this one, but it is just worth keeping an eye on it. Rune, I'm watching. It has been moving well. It moved well from the beginning of the week. I thought Rune might be a nice one yesterday. It does tend to base out. If it gets any kind of spot demand, it always tends to have a little bit of a move. But for higher time frame trades, I do want to see a bit more than this, really. The last time Rune moved really well, the bid was absolutely super aggressive and really defended an area. And it was absolutely up only since then. Right, just going to have a look at a couple of others. As I say, I've not looked at too many alts. I'm not that interested, to be honest. What's Maker doing? Not a lot. Someone called, I think someone called Metis out actually the other day. That's moving nicely. Good to see it. Meme, which I don't know if this is meme, just an index of the meme coins, or is meme an actual meme coin? Not sure. LTC not doing anything at the minute, don't really giving us much alpha anymore like it used to do in the past. Jup, interesting one. So Jup was a nice one yesterday. That I was actually getting some long exposure on. Jup was nice, so it was nice to see these spot bid walls, these resting limit walls, come up to meet price. Really super aggressive bidding in here. A lot of the bid did get filled in that zone. Okay, so this was a nice one to get in, obviously part of the Solana ecosystem, okay, Jupiter Exchange or whatever it's called, same as Radium. This was a nice one to get into yesterday, but you can just see it went flat, absolutely flat, all night, and it's done nothing. And then someone's coming in with an offer at that 0.76 level. So, God, if you're just day trading derivatives and stuff, and you see this, all right, and you kind of get in the trade, and it doesn't move like we've just seen a couple of the alts do, you could be applying margin somewhere else, really. That's all I'm going to say. It's sometimes, if you're in it for the longer term, absolutely fine. But if you're day trading in derivatives trades, do you really want to just sit in this fucking trade as it doesn't do anything? I certainly don't. So this floated up. I've killed that now. Another one that did look really good on perps yesterday and is not moved. And it could do, but I have seen this before on a couple of other occasions on coins like BLZ, where they get this really aggressive perps bid, and again, it's almost like some kind of exchange algorithm or some kind of bot action. I mean, what the fuck is Mask Network anyway? Is it even relevant anymore? With this aggressive bid, it should be absolutely just skyrocketing. So, got in this one yesterday as well, but again, I don't think it's going to move. I've still got a little bit of risk on this one. But if it doesn't move soon, it can fuck off, to be honest, because more likely than not, this will just pull. What will happen is, keep an eye on this. We'll review it next week or Friday morning if it does. More often than not, it'll chop here. It'll give you a little reward. All of this will get pulled, and then it'll just do that. Which we actually have just seen recently on another asset. I think it was TWT. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, was it TWT? So this had, I don't know if there was some levels in there on spot. Let me have a look. There you go. It was spot. No real bid on there. You've got a top level, almost holding price. And I don't know what went on with Trust Wallet to giga nuke it like this, which was, what kind of percentage was that? Wow, 22%. But yeah, that was interesting, and you can sometimes get that if you see these demand levels and prices just pissing about and not really doing a lot. Yeah, it's just more than likely going to fail, so yeah, keep an eye on stuff like that. Bigger altcoins, couple of others to look at. Just another one on the meme front. Boom is good. That's always quite a good one to keep an eye on. BNB has actually had quite a lot of offers at the minute, which is interesting to see. I'm not really one for short in BNB. It did come from a demand zone down there, but yeah, just keep an eye on that one. It's had a few offers just as ZZ gets out of jail. All right, guys. So another one is Polkadot is coming into a demand zone. So really good bid on this one. 3.8 is your biggest order block on dot. Keep an eye on that one if you do get any aggressive rotations down. But nice bid, really, really nice bid from Binance Spot. And Perp's getting involved there a little bit as well. So just keep an eye on that. What's BTC doing? Yeah, no, I think it's good. Yeah, it's already wicked below the weekly open there. And it's probably just going to float back up here, I would think. The supply is not major. It's not major. You know, we can drop here, but even if you just drop back and take out some of these lows from the European Open, it's still going to look pretty all right, to be honest. Certainly not something I want to short, like I mentioned, unless you take out these weekend highs. But right, yeah, drop us any questions if you've got them in the chat with regards to the console or anything else. And what we'll do is we'll probably do another live session. Okay, we'll do another live session on Friday morning to sum up the week and what we are reviewing for the weekend ahead. I'll probably try and I've been a bit busy the last couple of days, but what I'll do is I'll try and get some live streams going on Twitter again, because that's just nice to chill out on Twitter with a bit of music on as we review the price action, and I can keep that going for a number of hours. Try and keep the YouTube lives to 45 minutes to an hour. All right, guys, but yeah, summary on BTC, expecting a bit of chop. I don't particularly want to short this right here, right now, because it's in the middle of nowhere. It's at the same price it was yesterday. You haven't taken out the weekend highs. You've got some supply coming in, but it doesn't mean we can't stretch that supply. Keep an eye on these levels higher up. Your best risk reward shorts, if you're wanting to apply new shorts, is to take the weekend highs or up at that 62k level now, okay? If you've not got a bid, again, you need something to come in here. You've certainly got no demand coming here from resting orders in the books. So just wait. You're going to have to just wait a little bit. In between, if BTC just holds, there's plenty of altcoins with quite good setups that you can play. All right, guys. So look, we'll close it off there. We'll do a live session on Friday morning, and I'll try and get some Twitter feeds going in the meantime. Okay, so we can just have a bit of a chill with music on and see what the order flow is doing. Might do that tomorrow for FOMC, actually. Might do a Twitter live stream just to check what the order flow is doing. All right, guys, have a great week, and we'll speak soon. Cheers.